Welcome our viewers to another episode of Achievements, where we celebrate the inspiring journey of exceptional individuals. I'm your host Abdulatif Lanazi, and I'll be taking you through this episode, so stay tuned after this report.
Sport means all forms of physical activity which, through casual or organized participation, aim at expressing or improving physical fitness and mental well-being. For example, forming social relationships or obtaining results in competition at all levels. Surely, sports can help us reach our fitness goals and maintain a healthy weight. Sports also have hidden health benefits, such as lowering chances of different diseases in life. Being included in physical activity like sports improves your heart function, reduces the risk of diabetes, lowers tension and stress, and controls blood sugar. Playing sports helps you build muscles and improves your coordination and muscle memory. There are many types of sports, such as football, basketball, volleyball, tennis, and much more. In addition, car racing is also considered as a sport. Car racing is a motor sport involving the racing of automobiles for competition. Car racing has existed ever since the invention of the automobiles. Formula 1 is the most popular racing series in the world currently. Formula 1 cars are open and known as some of the fastest vehicles in the world. Most people love racing cars because to the adrenaline rush that they get during these types of events. For instance, in Formula 1 racing, the speed of powerful cars is really attractive. Moreover, sports are divided into many categories, such as individual sports, partner sports, team sports, and extreme sports. Some of the individual sports are golf, horse riding, and judo. Partner sports are considered to diving, tennis, and volleyball, whereas team sports are football, basketball, and handball. Extreme sports are climbing, skateboarding, and water skiing. Hence, running is the most accessible and easiest sport to play. All you need is a good pair of running shoes and you're good to go. In addition, there are no rules in running, but that's what makes running so free-form and fun. Running is all about setting goals for yourself and working to achieve those goals.
Welcome back our viewers. Today we have the pleasure of having Abdullah Hamid, a talented tennis player and coach, with us. Welcome Abdullah, and thank you for being here with us at Achievements.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to be back.
You're welcome. So Abdullah, can you tell us what made you to discover, how did you discover your passion for tennis, and what made you to pursue it professionally?
I was about 8 years old when my dad took me to the tennis court for the first time. And honestly, it was his dream when he was a student in college back in Miami. He wanted to become a tennis player. He wasn't able to, and he kind of transitioned that dream down to myself and my brother, my younger brother. And the rest is history. I remember our first day when we were about 7, 8 years old. We went to Yarmouk Club, and we had tryouts, and we were picked out of the team, and we just kept moving up the scale of under 12, under 14, under 16, and before you knew
also winning competitions on the way.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
I think it's really special. So Can you tell us how many competitions you won until now?
I don't know off the top of my head, honestly, but
you cannot count it?
No, I can't count, because there's a few in Kuwait, there's a few at the GCC that we played, but then again, like a lot of the tournaments that I played and won, they're a team effort as well. So I'm taking credit for something that a team did, but also too in the States, I played a lot of tournaments as well. So over a course of 23 years, there's no way I can remember how many tournaments I've played and won, to be honest.
MashaAllah. So of course winning competitions, and it's really good testament to your dedication to tennis.
Yes.
Because when you have that dedication, when you have it on your heart, you always try to pursue with your goals always. So how do you stay focused on your future goals, on your competitions? How do you stay focused with tennis, especially that you have sometimes responsibilities on your life?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. There's a lot of moments where you feel like you just want to give up. You want to quit, but you just have to keep moving forward. And then having a support system, your parents, your family in general, they're always there by your side. That really helped me personally. It helped me grow. So definitely family is number one in this case.
Exactly. Yeah. When you can stay focused when you have the family support, and especially sometimes for a lot of people, they have dedication, they have this commitment inside their heart to go and to grow and to get competitions and medals. But sometimes they don't have the family support because sometimes the family made their professional career inside of their sport, like maybe in school or something else. So with that, even your dedication, your passion in your heart, it fades away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is important that family.
Yeah. It fades away because it's as simple as, for example, home cooked meal, or having somebody pick you up from school on time, and it's these little things, they build up to giving you the support system.
Yeah,
it's very important.
I think it's really important.
Yes.
So you also won the NEC championship in 2014, 2015 in a row, I think.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
I think it's really special to win one competition 2 times in a row, and I think in 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think it's 2014, 2015, I think it's really special, and it must be a significant impact to your career.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you tell us about that experience that you had?
Yeah, it was a great highlight of my career for sure. Again, what we did as a team, Bryant University Division I's men's tennis team, we won the NEC tournament, which is the Northeastern Conference, to make it to the NCAA. The NCAA is basically, I mean, the NCAA is the biggest tournament you would want to be a part of for any sport in college in the United States. So making it to the NCAA as a small school in Rhode Island, Smithfield, Rhode Island.
That's not easy.
Yeah,
that's actually something big.
Yeah, and I wish I had my ring with me today because they gave us all rings for winning that NEC.
Well, you didn't have it?
Yeah, no, I didn't bring it with me
something?
today. Next time, inshallah. No, I have it on my trophy case.
Ah, okay. Well, next time, inshallah, when you win another competitions,
inshallah,
we would love to have you, Mawla Abdullah. And of course, you had to bring us this ring.
Yeah.
So also, you wanted to be a coach, and it is a vital role because it requires a lot of time and also dedication.
Yes.
So right now, you're a player and coach. How do you approach of mentoring other students, and how do you try to give all of their full potentials?
Okay, I love that question because I answer it in such a cliche way where people think I'm their mentor, but in reality, the players are my mentor.
How is that?
I just learned so much of the basics and the fundamentals through what I teach them, and through their mistakes that they make. I'm able to realize things that I didn't realize before. So they're teaching me just as much as I'm teaching them, and then I always tell the player that whenever they hit a forehand correctly or a backhand correctly, the credit always goes to them because it's their muscle memory. It's what they're retaining from the information on the court. So
that means that they were really listening and focusing with your
mentoring. Absolutely. It's all about delivery as well. You don't want to lose the player on the court mentally. You want to try and keep them focused, especially when they're about 6, 7 years old. They have a very short attention span. So giving them these like quick games, diversity on the court keeps them in tune, and you can see them really like show their full potential on the court for sure, just because they're engaged. Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating, like how much a kid who's 6 and 7 years old can take in a lot of the sport.
So Abdullah, can you tell us, how do you stay exactly prepared for any types of tournaments, especially that you won 4 tournaments in a row for the GCC, I think, for the Arab tournaments in tennis, right? How do you prepare yourself? Because sometimes you get the stage fright, sometimes you become a little bit nervous, especially that you are winning, but also not to forget that you won 2 times in a row, the NEC, the Arab tournaments. So how do you prepare yourself?
I try to stay in the present. I don't overwhelm myself with too much thinking about tennis, about winning or losing. I kind of prepare myself to have a good time because I'm physically prepared. I practiced, so I make sure that I know that I'm ready. That from that technical standpoint.
Clearly, mashallah, since you have this good tournaments, this good achievements on your journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a mental game at the end of the day, you know, like how you prep.
Yeah.
The music that you listen to, the water that you drink, the sleep that you have beforehand, it all adds up to having a good experience on the court.
So, do you have like a type of ritual before you start any tournaments? Maybe music to listen, maybe something to do, a type of food like a snack or something to eat?
It's always something different, but you'll laugh at this because I always like to have something heavy before my game.
Something heavy, like
heavy, what? Yeah, like anything that's just juicy, oily.
Food?
Yeah, food-wise, it's not the right way to go, and
yeah, exactly.
I'm not telling the audience to do this whatsoever. Everyone has their own ritual with how they like to do things. It just happened to me with a trend where every time I've had something juicy before a game, I've won. So I've kept going with that trend. You know?
Well, clearly you're still going to do that trend with you, but how do you do that? Because sometimes when you run with a full belly of food, how do you do that?
Okay, so there's a matter of having a decent break between when you have that meal and when you play.
Oh, okay.
So it's not having the meal and then an hour later I go to play. I have that meal 4 or 5 hours later, maybe, then that's when I'm back in the court. But I'd have a banana before it and stuff. So maybe I should have mentioned that little like.
Yeah, you should have mentioned that because I thought it's half an hour before,
no,
10 minutes before. I said, it's going to be a disaster.
I think my happy hormones get all released when I have something juicy. And then for 4 or 5 hours I digest and then I'm ready to play tennis.
Tell me about that, especially on Friday when I have my cheat meal, I get really happy.
Yes.
Because 6 days a week, you've been eating on a diet. And
exactly.
It is. So, can you tell us, how do you prepare your students before they go any competitions or like a normal game? Because sometimes the students becomes harder to control their mentality because they got really frightened easily. So how do you do that?
Absolutely. Them being frightened and not being able to control their mental game is a big part of why they end up losing, even though they're fully prepared in practice and they show me that they have all the elements to win. But then again, trying to talk to them about things that are not revolving around tennis, making them forget that they're under pressure type of thing, just releasing that fear factor in a nutshell is what I try to do. And I think that having them understand that it's just a game.
It's just a game.
It's just a game,
They don't have to be afraid because of that, because it's just a game. Like, do what you want.
Exactly.
If you lost, it's a lesson. If you won, then you won.
Well said. Yeah. Absolutely. And even losing, you always have something to learn from it for sure. So losing, winning, you're always going to learn. You
can ask them. You can let them ask themselves, why did you lose? Maybe because they were afraid. Well, next time, don't be afraid.
Right.
If you become afraid, then you're going to lose anyway, even if you practiced.
Exactly.
So this is a good lesson for them also. But since you are participated with the Kuwait Tennis Club and also the Kuwait international team for tennis, how do you think that representing your team will add something beautiful to your journey? Do you think that it will be something better for you representing Kuwait, maybe outside or inside Kuwait?
Definitely. It's been a very proud journey to represent Kuwait in the GCC, in the Arab level, even in the States when I was in college as well.
You presented, yeah?
I represented Kuwait, absolutely. Everyone knew me as Abdullah Hamad, the Kuwaiti tennis player. So definitely that flag was always right here, and it was fun. It was fun representing Kuwait for sure.
Yeah, it's actually fun for us to know that there is Abdullah Hamad. He's one of the people that contributed in rising our country's name, because it's something lovely, and thank you for that. Really, I mean, you did something
pleasure
beautiful.
of mine, really.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, of course, Abdullah, we have more and more questions, but for you, our dear viewers, we will continue our show after this report, so stay tuned.
Abdullah Hamad is a tennis player and coach. He has found his passion for tennis at a very young age and started practicing his hobby. He has been in several competitions and tournaments and managed to win many times. He is certainly a professional that also strives to focus on his future goals. He has won twice during the NEC Championship during the years 2014 and 2015. Abdullah has also joined the Kuwaiti national tennis team and achieved many medals. In 1997, Abdullah started his coaching experience in tennis. He managed to participate in the Arab tournament that was held in Egypt. He has also managed to win 4 times in a row, where he achieved first place, third place, second place, and third place. Certainly, they are great achievements that Abdullah is proud of. Also, he has competed in the GCC tournament that was held in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, and he was capable of winning the first place in both tournaments. Abdullah has participated in many tournaments around the world. He participated in 6 international tennis federations and 2 association tennis professional tournaments. He is also a part of Kuwait club tennis team and Kuwait national team. Keep up the great work, Abdullah. We are proud of you.
Welcome back, our viewers, as we continue our interview with our dear guest, Abdullah Hamid. So, Abdullah, can you tell us about participation in international tournaments? Sometimes can be a really valuable experience for you. Can you share with us the best moment that you had when you were in another countries representing our country?
Yes, it was a tournament in Africa, actually. It was in Cairo, and we played on clay courts. It was mid-afternoon, around 12 p.m. The sun was right over our heads.
On clay court?
On clay courts, and I can feel the soles of my feet burning as well. So
It's really hot.
Yeah, it's really hot. So winning on these types of situations and environments makes you feel like you just climbed a mountain and you're on top of the world, you know. So
volcano mountain. It's not a regular mountain.
Volcano mountain.
Yeah, it's a hot mountain.
Yeah,
I don't think it's cold one.
Yeah, definitely not a cold one.
And as everyone knows that since you participated on that situation, that do you think that it will also give a meaning for you since you did participate internationally? Because for a lot of people, they think that Abdullah Hamid only been like maybe in Arab level competitions, maybe only here in the GCC. So do you think that internationally competitions will help also for your journey?
Absolutely, and I've been a part of a few ITF on the ATP level, Kuwait Open as well, where I played against a lot of European players, African players, so I had my fair share of experiences on the international playing field as well.
Definitely.
So yeah, it was a good experience playing clay court, playing grass. In the States, I got to play grass court as well.
Grass court for tennis?
For tennis, yeah. It's very fascinating, actually. At Wimbledon, for example, as a big Grand Slam, they play on grass court, and the ball bounces differently, actually.
Yeah, differently, because the ground, I mean, it's different.
Yes.
It's not solid ground, so how does the ball bounce from the ground?
The surface, they must put some type of like layering on the grass, because the bounce is like a regular bounce, as if it's coming off high enough on your waist, so it doesn't dictate the bounce of the ball. But yes, when you see it from naked eye, you're saying, how's this ball bouncing on the grass? It would make sense to you, but yeah, it does.
Do you think it's harder or easier for you?
It was more fun for me because it was new to me. But once I got the gist of it, because it was new and I had no fear in where the ball was gonna go, so I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. But for me, clay court is my favorite.
Okay,
clay
so
courts.
You like maybe the heat when your leg was burning.
I like those moments.
Okay.
Yeah, I love them.
It was magical, especially when you feel that, okay, when you finish from there, you need some ice on your face.
Absolutely.
So, Abdullah, there is something also I would love to know, because since you have many tournaments on your journey, you couldn't even count it earlier in this interview. Can you tell us how do you balance your time, especially that tennis is a way of life, it's not just a sport. I mean, you have to practice for hours and hours, days on a week.
Yes.
How do you balance between your personal life and your journey on your tennis?
Yeah. You know, it helps having an understanding coach
Yeah.
who gives you that space to breathe and understand that, yes, we'd like to think that tennis is life, but there's more to life as well. I mean, you have to understand that you're practicing 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, sometimes even 6 days a week, and you're getting 1 day off. So whenever you're getting ready for a tournament, that's fine, you can do that, but then when you're on off season, you're allowed to have that time for yourself. And that was something I was always looking forward to, is that off season, knowing that I'm gonna have a break. So it kept me going.
Yeah. Also, when you became a coach since 2017, as you told me, do you think that it will also take more of your time, more of your hours? So how do you balance those three responsibilities, being a player, participating on tournaments, and also being a coach?
Yeah. You know, I don't see it as work, to be honest. That's how I can balance it. Coaching the players, I enjoy it very much. And then I try to merge game time for myself as well. And then same thing with family time, hanging out with friends. Like,
how do you do that? Family
24
time,
hours
friends?
a day. There's enough time.
There is enough time?
There's enough time.
Well, because I think that, especially when you're preparing for a tournament, I don't think that you have time for family.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes for friends. I mean, you have to dedicate yourself.
Right, absolutely. Which is going back to the point about having a supportive family. It helps when you're on tour or you're on the road, having them understand that you can't be home as much, or even having them tag along on your tournaments as well.
Sometimes they even help you. They give you from their time to help you with your responsibilities.
Yes. And they're always on the sidelines. My parents specifically, Sarah, they're always on the sidelines supporting me, everything I needed. So they made it really easy. The home was coming with me. You know what I mean? So they helped me balance that time.
That's really beautiful to hear. Seriously, that's a really beautiful tale, and especially that you have a record that I don't think that anyone can track it with the GCC. I mean, I think it's really good. So how do you approach to be focused every time and stay focused with your goal, especially that you have something really big and you have to keep it and you have to also grow it?
Yeah.
So how do you approach to go to each tournament and try never to lose?
You know, I try to be realistic. I try to set my goals on an achievable level and baby steps, you know. I mean, in regards to today, let's say I want to try and run this much. Today I want to practice for this long. So these like little tasks I set as goals for myself on a daily basis, they help me achieve the bigger goal that I'm looking for in regards to winning. You know, so I don't go jumping right to I want to win. I set small measurable goals so I can reach them, small milestones, and then eventually they build up to being that win that I get in the tournament. Does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, as you said, it is baby steps, and you have to take it carefully, and you know yourself, you know how to achieve what you wanted to achieve. So it is your milestones, and it is you know how to put it, and you know how to walk through it.
Yes.
I think it's really good. And also beyond competitions, there are something you have to do, contributing to raise the awareness more about tennis and try to inspire the other generation. So how would you do that? How would you contribute on make the next generation love tennis? How do you do that?
I try to, as much as possible, mix tennis with a blend of other sports. Whenever I'm marketing myself, whenever I'm marketing my approach to how I coach kids, I try to tell them that you can enjoy tennis as if it's something that's a part of your life. It helps you with your hand-eye coordination, it helps you with your muscle memory, gives you balance, helps you with multitasking. So there's a lot to it, you know what I mean?
It's a healthy sport.
It's a very healthy sport, and I, to this day, actually, I see a lot of the elements that I grew up with tennis being used in the office space, being used when I go out with friends, being used literally everything and anything you can think of. So there's that balance that tennis creates in your life, for sure.
A lot of people that I know, they wanted to try tennis, but no one could. I tried it once. I got really injured, almost really injured.
Yeah.
And it was one time I didn't try it after that. But I tried paddle, you know.
You should give it a chance again and come by and
well,
walk you through it.
You can coach me for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can coach me.
Absolutely.
So let's say if I wanted that advice, and you can give the advice to also the other inspiring people who want to become more professional and to want to get inside the journey of tennis. Can you give us this one special advice?
Yeah, I would definitely say slow down, be patient, and stretch. Honestly, slowing
didn't
down.
do that,
Yes,
stretching.
exactly.
That's why I got almost injured.
Right, and water too. The cramps are definitely from a lack of water. So
Yeah, at the time I didn't drink a lot of water.
yeah,
like
so-
only 1 cup a day, 2 days, 1 cup.
oh, that's in this heat. So you're gonna need a lot more than 1 cup for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't summer. It was at winter, so you don't drink a lot of water.
Right,
You know.
yeah. There's for me trying to coach in this weather right now is going to be tough for me and the players. But yeah, it's two aspects are mental, which is slowing down and being patient, and the other two aspects are more physical, which is stretching and drinking water. So I know you asked me for one piece of advice, but I am giving him to you as like a full package of
Full package.
full package. Yeah.
One advice we asked for, and 3 advice that's for
extra.
free. Yeah, extra. Thank you for that. That's really a good offer. So if anyone wanted to advice from you, you would give them the same
Oh,
package.
I'll give them everything they're looking for, because I like to see the person in front of me really succeed. Honestly, from all my heart, yani.
It's really special. And that means that you are a good coach, because a good coach equals a good student. So inshallah, you will see your students achieving
Inshallah,
all what you achieved and more. Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah.
And also, you've participated in countries internationally. You went to travel to another countries, maybe sometimes to train, sometimes to compete, sometimes to your students to compete. Can you share with us the most memorable moments, the eye-opening moments on your journey, especially when you went there?
Yeah, I can tell you about the eye-opening moment my team and I had when we went for a camp, and full discipline, military style, and it was just all supposedly tennis, but we'd wake up in the morning at 5, start running, breakfast, and then 6 hours of tennis a day. So that kept going for a whole 2-3 weeks. And it was really eye-opening because it was filled with pain. And I realized that
How is that?
it's just because physical pain, you know.
From what? From maybe the
just
training?
running all the time, yes,
Yeah.
and training, and then we needed that discipline. We just didn't know that at the time. We were really young. So that was really eye-opening, is because our coach knew exactly what we needed and what we wanted to succeed. But we just at the time were complaining and everything. I mean, we had to do what we had to do. Later, many years after, I can say this was an eye-opening experience. At the time, I would have said no. Now it's definitely an eye-opening experience.
Would you do the same for your students?
I don't know. It's gonna break them a lot. Yani some might break and not like tennis anymore. It's tough. It's a different generation.
But you have to
deal
do,
with
yeah,
different-
exactly. It's a
Right.
different generation.
Different generation.
It's a different situation.
Different, absolutely.
Yeah. But if you wanted to do the same thing, well, there's advice from me to you, Abdullah.
Yeah.
Don't tell them about the story that you just told, because
Absolutely.
they would think, okay, coach did it, I would do it the same, but it will be different.
It will be different.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So if you wanted to do it with them, you have to do it. Without telling them the same situation, you have to
Right.
give them the same training.
Right.
But I think that they can do it.
Right, I
Yeah.
agree. I believe in a hybrid model of things, like giving them a nice balance of psychology and that military style. I think would work for this generation.
I think it's really special. So Abdullah, before we end, unfortunately our episode had come to an end without feeling the time.
Yeah.
This was a really lovely
was-
interview with you. Do you have one last thing to say to your family, to your students, to our viewers?
I just want to really thank you for this opportunity to speak about the sport I love, and Alf
You're
alhamdulillah, صراحة. I've been given many opportunities to shine, and inshallah many more to come, and hopefully I'll have a chance to meet the viewers, people who are afraid to join or come out to the tennis court. I ask you to not be afraid. Come out, try the sport. You're gonna love it. We'll have a good time for sure. So reach
Inshallah.
out. Yeah.
Inshallah. You just said that you had, for the opportunity that you had for many times to shine. Well, I think that you deserve it, and you deserve way more than that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for contributing Rising our country's name. Thank you for being with us here at Achievements.
Thank you.
You're welcome. For you, our dear viewers, thank you for joining us on this episode of Achievements. We hope that Abdullah's story has inspired you to pursue your passion and embrace your dedication and hard work needed to excel on your chosen field. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories on the future. We will see you tomorrow, and goodbye for now.